beautiful people. So we have another snow day and another snow day. So like I told you in my last video, I tend to plan my whole life, but I did tell you that I would just kind of pop on here and chat. Look at me keeping my word. Oh my goodness. But today I'm just gonna do something small. I did tell you that I'm not the greatest cook, like soup kitchen, that's me, you know, like I just want to throw together something quickly. So today I've been on this kick with adding fiber, and I realized that white beans, well, I can't say I realized it. I didn't realize it. Did you guys see, like, I'm in my snow day outfit where I have the top is okay with the bottom's crazy? Yep, that's me. So I'm gonna try these small white beans because apparently they have like 19 grams of fiber, like almost like a whole day's worth of fiber in here. So, but in light of that, like if you're doing protein and fiber, like throw those beans in everything. We had beans with picadillo yesterday, which was delicious, which that's just like a pink bean with potatoes, sofrito, all the things, you know, all the standard things. But the pink beans with beef, which was great because you have your protein. So today I'm doing something quicker. This is very easy. It's like turkey, not pork, but turkey kielbasa. So many people don't eat pork anymore. We just don't keep it in the house that much because if someone comes over, you know, we always like to be able to offer them dinner. So it's just easier for us. And there's nothing to this. And again, this is more like, well, let me rewind the tape. My baby went and got an apartment, so I got this idea, like I'm going to make these simple meals and then share them with her because every day she's cooking. We did a lot of cooking when they grew up. We didn't do a lot of eating out. We would order like pizza, and sometimes it would get ridiculous, like if we were running errands, we found ourselves eating out a couple of nights of the week, right? But for the most part, they really got the idea that cooking saved them money, it was healthier, all the things. So is kielbasa the best? No, but it definitely beats like a cheeseburger, you know, and it also goes a little further when you're feeding a bigger family. So I'm just going to cut these up kind of small. I actually have to cut them up very small because no one in my house eats hot dogs. It's the craziest thing. And they always tell me that this kielbasa is just a very large hot dog. So I have to kind of cut it up small so it kind of disappears in the beans just for flavor. I'll saute these up with like onions and stuff like that. See, I get busy when it's a snow day. Normally I have Mark or someone in here is throwing together some food. We don't, like I said, we don't do any major cooking, but we throw things together. So, but give a girl a few hours to herself and she finds all kinds of stuff, utensils. And thank goodness that it's not too bad out there where we live because, you know, we live in an area where all the restaurants are. So they definitely trying to clear this place out because they do not want these businesses to be closed. They got to pay their rent. So, but yeah, so it's been pretty cool, A lot of the neighborhoods are still under snow, which is why we got this third snow day, which ain't nobody mad about it. Not me. I'm not mad about it. So again, I'm just cutting up my kielbasa. I tend to have like these plates here, so when I'm cutting up ingredients, I can separate it like my onions, and I'll put this kielbasa in one section, and everything's cut up. Because when I was younger, the mistake I used to make is like put oil in the pan and then try to cut everything up and throw it in there while it was heating up, and then that's a great way just to burn your pan. So again, like I said, this is not for you veteran cooks out there. This is just like for my daughter who's just finding her way around the kitchen. In fact, my oldest daughter actually did inherit some cooking goddess thing going on. Like everything she cooks is delicious, which is shocking because she did not get that from her mom. But she makes like the best salmon. She makes like the best chicken cutlets. And it could have been that we went to an Italian church and they always had like chicken Parmesan and all that stuff. And so she ate good. I mean, let me tell you, my family ate good because we made sure we hung around people who knew how to hit those pans. Like my mom is Dominican, so she was definitely like born to cook. Like she did all the things. So I'm just gonna cut these up, finish cutting them up. Like I said, I have to take my time and make them a little smaller because nobody in this house remotely eats anything that looks like a hot dog. And believe me, I am not that bougie. I am all for a hot dog at Yankee Stadium any day, any day. Put some sauerkraut on it, some mustard, ketchup. I am all there for it. So, but and this is pretty fast. Like by the time we have this conversation, everything should be on, and then we'll eat in like a half hour. I throw some rice in my rice cooker. This is gonna be like more like a soupy bean dish, but I figure it'll be enough to kind of have for today and tomorrow's lunch. And it's one piece of kielbasa. Like, it doesn't cost anything. It doesn't cost anything to eat something with flavor, to eat something that's going to be, you know, satisfying. And of course, I know there's a whole nation out there that won't eat kielbasas. They won't eat hot dogs. They won't eat this stuff. But these kielbasas are pretty tasty once you fry them up with some onions and green peppers and stuff. In fact, I got to go find my green pepper. I don't think I pulled that out. So yeah, but again, like I said, I have been in here planning my whole life. Today I did like, what are the best like contraptions to buy for van life? What type of shower do you need? How to build your kitchen? And in between that, getting some work done, because shame on me if I don't have everything done by the time I get back to work. But I'm getting it done. Let me just say that. Maybe at a snail's pace. Maybe the mail will get there sooner, but I'm getting it done. So, again, cutting this up just very small so that these kiddos, when I say kiddos, I'm talking about me, myself, and Cole. Cole's still home, but he's grown up. But they still won't touch these hot dogs, so making sure that he will at least taste it. At least taste it. So, it smells good. I mean, this is fully cooked, so you're literally just browning it. So, and I like I said, I like kielbasas. They're not something I could go back to. Like when I first had my surgery, kielbasas was very hard for me to digest. So I just have them sometimes now. I used to have them more often, but they don't seem to love me as much as they used to. But that's that whole, you know, I feel like every 10 years your body decides what you're not going to eat. Like I can't touch McDonald's or any of that stuff anymore. Like I used to be able to just have just a cheeseburger, you know, like the Happy Meal size. But even that bothers me. So, but yeah, I'm almost done cutting up all my kielbasa in quarters. And like I said, I just start to fill this up, and then the other ingredients will go here. Heat the pot up at the same time, so I don't have to worry about it overheating while I do all this work. And again, like I said, if you're a veteran cook, you're like, duh, everybody knows that. But if this is like your first time in the kitchen, or if you're cooking for 1 or 2 people because you find yourself as an empty nester, these are great empty nester dishes as well. Because you're not cooking for a big family anymore. You're not trying to sit everybody down, light the candles, and go, you know? So, even though I say romanticize your life, like even if it's just you or you and a partner, or you and even one child, like we're here, romanticize your life. Like, light a candle. The only thing I hate about my apartment, I do love my apartment, but the one thing I hate is that we don't have space for a dining room table. And, you know, my dad raised us to have dinner together as a family. And since I've been like here in Howard County, which has been quite some time, like everybody just grabs and goes. It's like I said yesterday, it's like grab and go. And I'm not a big fan of that lifestyle. I feel like so much love happens across the table. So much laughter happens across the table. You know, and also I've read books like that spoke about when children eat dinner together at the table. Those children are less likely to do drugs. Those children are more likely to talk to their parents. Like, it's so important. It's such a connection. Even in all of these, like, live to 100, in a lot of places where there's longevity, you find that they will sup together. They will eat together. So that's really important. So I wish I had the magic of that editing where I could speed this part up, but I really can't, guys, because I don't know how to do that. Or maybe by the time you guys get this video, I will have speeded it up. But then we won't be able to do all this great chatting we're doing right now. So anyway, yep, Penelope's on her own. She has mastered salmon. She makes that. She made a great pasta. I don't know if my cousin Skip will ever see this, but the first dish I learned to make was spaghetti, and it was my cousin Skip who taught me. He's like, if you know how to make spaghetti, you can survive. And I did survive, and I ate spaghetti for quite a few years. In fact, it's another dish my kids are like, I don't know. I had enough spaghetti to last me a lifetime. So that was his first dish. But my aunt used to make chicken and dumplings. I never figured that out. It's such a simple dish. It's such a good dish, but I didn't figure it out. But I used to love that too, chicken and dumplings. I thought about her just recently because, you know, she's such a big part of our life. And she made that lemon cake New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. I actually attempted to make the lemon cake. And guys, I did a pretty good job. I ain't gonna lie, from scratch. I didn't want to go out. It was kind of chilly outside. It was crazy. Y'all see me up here trying to lose a finger, right? Y'all, I told you I'm not a great cook. Y'all keep an eye on me. Oh, hi. I don't mind raw carrots. Y'all keep an eye on me now. Let me know. I'm getting close on the fingers. Let me know. So, but so I was home. It was kind of chilly. I didn't feel like going out. You know, in our closet, we tend to have all the things to make a cake. I had the flour. I had baking powder, all the things. So I said, you know what? Let me go to my friend, Alexa. You know she likes to be in the business. And ask how to make a cake from scratch. We had some friends coming over. It was unexpected. They were kind of like just popping by. You know, we didn't have any treats in the house. So I made this cake. And it was amazing. It came out great. So I'm kind of proud of myself. I know a lot of people out there are having a conniption now because they're like, oh, baby carrots, they're washed in wax and chemicals. I'm just trying to be a little healthier, okay? I can't be obsessed with this GMOs and all this stuff. I have to just focus on trying to get most of it right, you know? So, and like I said, this is more like a quick thing because we're snowed in. Get that fiber in. So... and not call for pizza, which I'm sure that even in a blizzard, Domino's would find their way here. They would definitely find their way here. So, all right, I think I might be approaching enough carrots, but I'm going to add a few more. I really like carrots. Let me get another tray. Do I have another tray is the question. Somewhere in this beautiful place I have another tray. Y'all hear these plastics falling all over the place. We've kind of been trying to get rid of our plastics because of this microplastic. So as we throw them away, as we use them, we just throw them away. But I do happen to have another one. So I'll cut up some more carrots and then we'll throw some cilantro. Cut up some cilantro, call it a day. I think I'm approaching enough carrots. I love carrots, I love potatoes. Like, that's going to be in everything. Like, I love that stuff. But this, I think this dish only calls for carrots. So we're good to go. A bushel of cilantro here. Look. It is?
That's what you asked for.
Oh, well, parsley. I thought it was cilantro. Parsley is significantly different, but it's going to still taste good. It's what we have. A lot of people hate the stems, but I just keep all of it. And my mom used to teach me to just pull out the stems, like at the end. Keep the top parts, pull out the stems. So we're just going to do that. So we have a little bit of that. Just make this a little finer. Nobody likes big chunks of herbs. I mean, some people do. I love it on my pizza, believe it or not. I love onions and cilantro on my pizza. We go to this great place that my friend Demi introduced me to called Mod Pizza. You pretty much can put anything on your pizza there. It's pretty decent. And it's inexpensive too, which I like. So, all right. Got this on the side. Making a little bit of mess. Love how the mess is happening off camera, right? Oh, Jesus. I am making a mess. Let me just get this together and I'll be back on screen in a minute. Not exactly the way I want it, but it's okay. Get rid of this. Put this here. I feel like leaves stick to everything, right? They really do, but it is what it is. So we will get these carrots here. All right, we're good. All right, so now I come back to you and do our onions. And just, you know, for when my child sees this, if you're not a big fan of the kielbasa, you can do this with any kind of meat that you want. Just as a flavoring meat, you can do whatever you want. I like the kielbasa, but you can switch it up. You can even just make the beans with all the trimmings and add the meat, but this makes a nice little one pot. Y'all see me struggling. Y'all thought I was lying. Like, don't be in the comments about you cutting onion in the wrong direction. I already figured that out. But as long as it's small, and I don't have to eat like, wait, I don't like all this messy stuff on the board, so we're gonna move that. And yes, I do cut everything together. I'm not the best. I'm not gonna tell y'all again I'm not the best cook, because y'all already know this. I mean, I'm from New York. Like, I didn't suffer. Like, my girlfriends were very good cooks. And if I was having like a birthday party or something, like, I could have my lady to go get my pastelas, my lady to go get my pastalones, my lady to get my rice and beans from. It was always somebody in the neighborhood that always made the big pot of something. The only thing I never had, which I just recently had a taste for, are sweet beans. If you know anything about sweet beans, like, hit me up. Like, I have the taste for these sweet beans. I'm sorry, I'm getting my personal cilantro in here. Let me just take this off. I know, and I'm messy. I'm sure that's why my mom used to hate when I used to get creative. But thank goodness my thing was just getting the brownies done and having friends over. I'm famous for making brownies and having everybody over for that. All right. Yeah, you're probably thinking like, what in the world is she doing? She's butchering that onion. But it all tastes the same when it hits that pan. It all tastes the same. Don't have to be pretty. So, all right, let me, even though I'm not a big fan of how that, some of these parts are a little bit bigger, but I'll just pull them out. All right, I don't think I'm missing anything. Alrighty. On the side, clean up my mess. Y'all know I'm a teacher in here. Look at this. I'm cooking and I got this whole thing of books here. What's happening? I'm gonna clean up a little bit. Get rid of this trash. Get rid of this trash. Get a little container for my leftover onion. Use that for another dish, another time. So here we have it. Everything's cut up. You have your kielbasa, you have your onions, you have your parsley. So I'll do that. We're gonna I'll put my pan on, put a little oil in it, saute everything. 2 cans of beans, a little water, let that simmer over rice. And that's all there is to it. I won't drag you into that part while it cooks. Probably take about 20-30 minutes. But you have a little something fun you can throw together, especially if you know that company's coming and you want to make something stretch, and they're just coming over just to say hi. I always say that unexpected guests are going to eat unexpected things, right? Because if I know you're coming, I plan for that and we go fancy for you. But, you know, a nice, warm, hearty meal that you sacrifice, you put on the table, everyone appreciates that. And I know, it's like my second pair of glasses, that's like crazy. Like, glasses and me, that's a whole nother video. So I think that's all I have for you guys today. Like, eat healthy. Like I said, white beans is the highest fiber content of all the beans. This is your super bean. Of course, make your beans fresh from the bag. That's the way to go. This was just some little impromptu thing we're doing because we happen to have a snow day. I always keep canned beans in the house because, you know, you can always make a meal from that. What's my other advice? Let me just show you my other new favorite soda, which I have to thank my coworker for. So this is what I will be having dinner with tonight. This is Fresca. People, 0 calories, okay? stay out the comments. Some what kind of sugar's in there, whatever. All I know is 0 calories. It's not Coca-Cola. It's a clear soda. I love it. Sparkling soda water. So it's really falls in the sparkling water category, but it's just hits just right. Like if you want soda or you're a soda person, when I tell you it hits just right, like try this and drop the comments, because I'm trying to tell you this whole video, you probably won't do anything I did today, but if you go out and get this Fresca, you're going to have Frescas. We buy it by the case. My friend who introduced me to Fresca, she buys it by the case. Our co-worker who we introduced her to it, she buys it by the case. Listen, friends, and it's hard to find. Like, you got to really be like, oh, they're on sale. Let me go get like 5 boxes. I stick this in my lunch box. It's great. You know, it's wonderful. So that's all I have for you today. Just wanted to show you some things. If you have your first apartment or you're like an empty nester, this is a quick little meal. It's very tasty. Like anytime you season something with a sausage, you're going to get that nice, rich flavor, those bold flavors. We're going to put this over rice, but you could have this with anything. You could have this with a salad. It doesn't really matter. And it's going to be like a soup too. So if you want to eliminate the rice altogether, it's like a multi-bean soup. I would put a second bean if you plan on having it for a meal by itself. But all right, friends, thank you for spending this time with me. I mean, I'm going back to work on Thursday, or maybe not. We'll see. I don't know. Those plows been out there all night, so probably Thursday. But we're just going to continue to have fun. I'm going to just continue to try to show up and have these chats with you. Like I said, sometimes they're going to be serious. Sometimes they're going to be like, go get your Fresca, girl. Go get your Fresca. You will thank me. So have a great day. I love you as always. Be good, beautiful people.